y'all, welcome back for another Tech Talk video. Today I'll be showing you guys how you can edit faster. Last week we did a little CapCut editing tutorial on our iPhone, so if you haven't checked that out, make sure you check it out right here. But this week we are moving to CapCut Desktop, and I'm gonna share with you guys this little tool that I've been using that has sped up my editing process. First and foremost, when you open up CapCut, you wanna go ahead and create a new project. So when you create a new project, you wanna go ahead and import your footage. So after I select my clip, I'm gonna go ahead and drag it in my timeline. Now, after I drag this into my timeline, what I'm gonna do is hit this little icon right here that has the scissors, and when you hover over it, it says transcript based editing. So we're gonna click that, and then it's gonna basically analyze the footage, and it's gonna output the transcription of this video. So over here on my left hand side, it basically has typed out everything that I said in this 4-minute and 25-second video clip, and what I can do is edit down the footage based off of the transcript. So I can just go through here, delete sentences, and it'll automatically start trimming down the video for me based on the sentences that I delete. Now, another thing that's been amazing for me is up here where it has remove filler words. So if you have the pro version and you click on remove filler words, it'll show that I have 32 pauses and 6 repetitions. So I can either go through this individually, or I can go ahead and hit delete to get rid of this. If you're doing a straight talk through video, then you could go ahead and hit delete and it'll automatically trim that information down for you. For me, I'm gonna go through this based on the transcription just so I can show you guys how it kind of works. So over to this left side, I can just start reading through this, and what you can do, you can click on a word and then hit spacebar, and the footage will start playing in your timeline. And when it comes to keeping your audience engaged, remember, your content isn't trash, it's just boring. So as you can see, I said this about 3 or 4 times, and what you can do, you can listen through it to see which one is your favorite. But I know for me, if I keep redoing a line, 9 times out of 10, one of the last lines is probably going to be my best take. And when it comes to keeping your audience engaged, remember, your content isn't trash, it's just boring to watch. So I'm just going to go ahead, say if I'm going to keep that second sentence, I'm going to go ahead and delete, highlight with my cursor, and delete what I don't want, and it'll start trimming down the video. And so here I can basically delete all of that because I already have the line that I want to use. And when it comes to keeping your audience engaged, remember, your content isn't trash, it's just... That too, we can get rid of that. Here's a quick and easy. So then if I read down, I say this quite a few times. So let me go to the last take and see what it sounds like. Let me show you a quick and easy way to create visual interest in your video. Okay, so I like the last one, so I can go ahead and basically delete everything before that one. And then I can also delete this pause that's in the middle. What you want to do is open up your video in CapCut. The more you do this, the more you can start training your mind to go ahead and read down. So you can go skip to like the last place where you repeated something, and that's probably going to be the clip that you want to use. What you want to do is open up. And also I'm playing and pausing my video by hitting the space bar. Video in CapCut. Tap the diamond to add a keyframe to the beginning of your clip. Tap the diamond to add a... Okay, so I'm just gonna go up here and start with tap and delete that because down here I have tap again. Tap the diamond to add a keyframe at the beginning of your clip. Scroll to the end where you... Okay, then I'm gonna do the same thing. Then scroll to the end of your clip, zoom in with your finger. Okay, I have one more down here that I didn't see. Then scroll to the end of your clip and zoom in with your fingers. By doing this, you'll create... When you zoom in, when you do this, so boom, I can delete all of this from this paragraph because I say it again. Actually, I can delete that whole paragraph because if you look down, it says now when you do this, boom. So let's go ahead and take that off too. Now when you do this, it'll automatically add a keyframe to the end of your clip. And just like that. Okay, so now again we could do that because down at the bottom. And just like that, you have a slow zoom in effect that will draw your viewer in when you're talking. Okay. That will draw. So let's start at that because I keep repeating that. So let's see what this sounds like. A slow zoom in effect that will draw your viewer in when you're talking. So when it comes to keeping your audience engaged, remember, your content isn't. And then I'm gonna go down, and here's where I create that loop effect where basically the last sentence of the video flows into the first sentence of the video. And let's see. So when it comes to keeping your audience engaged, remember, your content isn't trash. And I think I wanted to use a clip of the entire sentence so when it actually loops, the video doesn't jump cut. So I'm gonna go to this very last one. So when it comes to keeping your audience engaged, remember, your content isn't trash. It's just a little boring to watch. Okay, so boom. So since I have that full sentence there, I can come back to the top and I can delete that first one. So just like that, within however 5, 6, 7, 8 minutes that was, we cut down that 4-minute and 25-second clip to 37 seconds. So now I can spread my fingers like this to zoom out the timeline, or you can click over here to zoom in the timeline. I'm gonna go ahead and hit the X to close out of the transcript based editing, and let's play back what we have so far. Also, when you're editing, another tip to speed up your process is to hit the letter L when you're doing your playback, because it'll play it back in 2 times speed. And if you hit it again, it'll play it back in 4 times speed. Typically, for me to actually understand what I'm saying, I like to just play it in 2 times speed. So I'll go ahead and hit the space bar to hit play and then hit L to speed it up. So let me show you a quick and easy way to create visual interest in your videos. What you want to do is open up your video in CapCut, tap the diamond to add a keyframe at the beginning of your clip, then scroll to the end of your clip and zoom in with your fingers. Now when you do this, it'll automatically add a keyframe to the end of your clip. And just like that, you have a slow zoom in effect that will draw your viewer in. So when it comes to keeping your audience engaged, remember, your content isn't trash. It's just a little boring to watch. Alright, so now that we're done with the transcript-based editing portion for the most part, I'm going to go ahead and do a little razzle-dazzle to complete this edit. So I'm dragging in some B-roll from where I did a screen recording of me showing this, basically this tutorial. And so what I'm going to do is find where I say, open this in CapCut. Alright, so boom. So right there, and I'm going to take the portion of the video where I open CapCut. So I'm just scrolling to right when that animation kind of happens, and I'm hitting Q to delete everything to the left of my playhead, and I'm dragging this down to where I want the video clip to start. So right there, I want tap the diamond to actually happen when I tap the diamond. So I'm just hitting B to show the blade tool and cutting this clip, and then I'm just skimming across until right before I hit the diamond, and I'm cutting that, clicking A to switch back to my arrowhead, clicking that clip that I don't want, deleting it, and then basically auto snapping these back together. And then right there, I'm also going to cut here because it takes a minute before I actually start zooming in. So boom. So what I want to do is go cut this right before that frame turns blue, delete that clip in the middle, and then I want to go ahead and drag that clip right. And then what I'm going to do, if you are dragging your mouse left and right, you see this like yellow playhead, which is basically just skimming through your video. If that's not showing, you may need to turn on the skimming feature, which the shortcut is just by clicking the letter S, and then that should show up so you can skim through and scrub through your footage. Now as you can see, like as I move, every time I come to a break, it snaps to that break in the clip, and that's called auto snapping. If that's not showing up, I believe the shortcut is the letter N as in Nancy, but it's also right here, turn off auto snapping. And as you hover over some of these, one, it'll tell you what it is, and then two, it'll also show you the shortcut. So what I want to do is go ahead and select my B-roll clip and hit the letter W because I don't need any more of that clip. And this is what it looks like over top. Okay, so what I want to do is zoom in this clip so you know, the edges aren't missing, because sometimes when you screen record on like the Pro Maxes or the bigger iPhones, it's not necessarily 1080 by 1920. It's a little bit longer. So all I'm gonna do is drag this from the corner until boom, it snaps as if it's full screen. And I'm also gonna kind of just slide this down so it can look, you know, better or more polished. So what I'm gonna do is select that clip that I just did that edit to, hit Command C to copy, and then as you can see, I have two more clips that I need to apply it to. I can click and drag to select both of those clips and then do Command Shift V, which is gonna paste the attributes. You can select whatever attributes that you want to paste on this. Because I didn't do anything else besides like change the position of the clip and the scale of the clip, that is what I want to paste. So I'm gonna go ahead and click paste, and now both of those clips are zoomed in at the same amount. So what I want to do after this is add that actual zoom in effect when I'm talking about it after I show the tutorial. So what I'm going to do is go to the beginning of the clip, similar to how we did it in the mobile version. Hit this add keyframe on the scale, go to the end of the clip, make sure it's still selected, and I like to go, my sweet spot is 124, and you may need to go to the left one keyframe with the left arrow button on your keyboard to show that preview. But now you have that slow zoom in effect. And I don't want to just bounce back from the viewer after that moment, so I'm gonna go ahead and make this next clip 124 as well. So now what I want to do is create that same zoom effect at the beginning when I say your content isn't trash. Okay, so what I'm going to do is put a keyframe at the beginning where we're at 100. Because we're creating that looping effect, we want to make sure the end clip and the beginning clip flow into each other, so there's no like distinct difference. It needs to look seamless. So that's why we're leaving it at 100%, because that's where the end of the video is at. And then I'm gonna go to the point where I want it to stop zooming in, so I'm gonna go ahead and hit 124, which is kind of midway through the clip, before I say it's just boring to watch, because I kind of want to make that moment feel boring. So this is what we have so far. So I'm gonna do the same thing here, and I'm gonna zoom this one in 124, and then I'm also just gonna throw in a little transition. If you go up here where it says transitions, you can add any transition you want and make it shorter, which makes it quicker, and it just add a little something to it. So this is what we have all in all. I like to watch mine's back full screen. And then what you can do while you're watching it back and throughout your editing process is click the letter L. That's going to speed up your video in 2x speed. If you click it a second time, it'll speed up your video in 4x speed just during the playback. So it's not actually going to speed up the actual footage, but it allows you to review your footage quicker, because it's like when you're watching YouTube in 2x speed. So I'm gonna hit spacebar to play, and then L to play it in 2 times.
Your content isn't trash. It's just a little boring to watch. Let me show you a quick and easy way to create visual interest in your videos. What you want to do is open up your video in CapCut, tap the diamond to add a keyframe at the beginning of your clip, then scroll to the end of your clip and zoom in with your fingers. Now, when you do this, it'll automatically add a keyframe to the end of your clip. And just like that, you have a slow zoom in effect that will draw your viewer in when you're talking. So when it comes to keeping your audience engaged, remember, your content isn't trash. It's just a little boring to watch. Let me show you a quick and easy way to create.
And you see how when I click play for it to re-loop, it just looks so smooth. I love that effect because one, it keeps your viewer watching and they won't really even notice that they're re-watching your TikTok or your reel. So if you have not tried the looping effect, I definitely encourage it because it is engaging on top of having a visually interesting video. So pretty much that's all I do. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. CapCut transcript based editing is that girl. When I tell you, it has sped up my editing process so much. And I've also heard that people use this on their long form videos. I may give that a try as I'm editing this current video to see how it works for me. From what I hear, a lot of people will do it clip by clip instead of doing the entire project because it may take a little bit longer to analyze and transcribe longer videos versus you going by a 3-minute, 4-minute clip. So if you want to try it. Let me know if you use it in your videos. If you heard about this feature on CapCut, let us know in the comment section below so you can help me help you help us. Like, this is a community, so I need y'all to share all the tips. So what's your favorite shortcuts, all the things, share in the comment section below. Now make sure you go ahead and subscribe because next week I'll be showing you guys how I edit high quality thumbnails in Canva. So if you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe, Bookie. I'm trying to get y'all right. I'm trying to save some time for y'all so y'all ain't wasting all this time doing editing. I'm gonna show y'all how to do it a little bit quicker, and then that means you're gonna be able to produce more. Yeah, I know that's right. Or even if you ain't producing more, girl, you might free up some time so you can relax, chill. Anyway, go ahead and watch this video next where I show you guys how to edit videos on your iPhone. Love y'all so much, and until next week.